Mr. Fryer was a legend.
He was an icon to the city.
He was such an ambassador for our police department and the entire city.
Les Fryer is a man with quite the reputation.
I can't say enough kind words about him.
Les Fryer passed away this week at the age of 81, and few will be able to fill his shoes.
Set the example how to give to others without ever seeking anything in return. And those are things that you can't teach people.
This is how many in Colonial Heights knew Les Fryer.
When you think of Tussing, you think of Les Fryer.
Fryer was the first principal at the new Tussing Elementary School back in 1975. He stayed there for 26 years. Who hired you?
Mr. Fryer.
That was 1989. She's still teaching.
Oh, he was more than a principal. He was a friend. He was a comforter. Yes, he surrounded us all with love.
Robin George was a parent volunteer until a little nudge from Principal Fryer to get her teaching certification.
So it was that little push from him. If he hadn't done that, I don't know if I'd have gone through with it or not. So I'll always be indebted to him for that.
2001, Les Fryer retired. Remus James is the current principal.
Even today, because he still had imprints, Miss Whipple, Miss George, Miss Roosneck, those are teachers that he hired that are excellent educators.
Fryer may have retired, but was not out of education very long.
Once he retired, he moved on and he served on our school board for 8 years.
Les Fryer moved on to a much different role with the city, a volunteer sentinel.
He was all about serving others.
Police Chief Jeff Ferris says the number of hours Les volunteered meant saving the city money.
Les volunteered probably thousands of hours, which saved the police department and overall the city, thousands and thousands of dollars.
From directing traffic to DNA samples and fingerprinting small children. And when Les retired as a sentinel, he didn't go far.
He still came out and helped out from time to time.
For so many who knew Les Fryer, it's hard to imagine Colonial Heights without him.
Never looking for any recognition. They don't make him like that anymore.
And no one knows that better than his two daughters.
I think of somebody who loved helping others.
And with a dad who juggled so many responsibilities,
he seemed to be able to do so many things and to do them well.
And a unique devotion to those around him.
I think of his devotion to his family and his friends.
And when he was directing traffic,
I would go to some of the football games and he would be directing traffic, and I could say, there's my dad.
In recent months, as the end was approaching, his focus still on others.
When we would go for our walks, when his health started to decline, he would say to me often, I don't feel like I'm being useful to people anymore, and that hurts me.
Les Fryer stood 5'7", but that's not how you measure a man. He left behind an elementary school that still stands on the foundation he helped build. He served his country in the Army Reserves and the city of Colonial Heights in too many ways to count. Former school superintendent Joe Cox says Les Fryer's legacy is in the fabric of Colonial Heights. That's a look inside Wayne's World. I'm Wayne Koval, CBS 6 News.